when their wives died, they didn't even, spend time, before they married a new wife. In fact, the first interview, few weeks after his wife died, the reporter was asking him already, are you going to remarry? For men, it's not a question. They just say, yes, go and remarry, sharp, sharp. But for women, there's a huge conversation about it. And those people didn't agree. They said, no, I beg, women should not remarry. When they remarry, what will happen to the property? What will happen to the property that the man left? And that property conversation led us to a new conversation. That new conversation was inheritance. We talked about inheritance last week, Wednesday. We went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And one of the things I was asking you last week was, when was the last time that you heard a dead woman's relative coming to fight her husband to collect her property? They happen. Now, one call I received last week was very, very interesting. I want you to listen to the conversation that Gotti and I had when he called into the show last week and tell me what you think. So immediately after the conversation with Gotti and I want you to call me and tell me if you see Gotti's point of view or if you think, nah, come on now, we don't big pass this kind of thing. This is 2020. Glass Ceiling, by the way, is the segment on hard facts where we talk about all the different barriers that women face in the workplace, in the society, in politics, anywhere, with life, with motherhood, with marriage, everything. Everything that we think Nigerians are facing, women have it times two. And on the Glass Ceiling, we look at all of those different barriers that stop women from being great, that stop women from shining. One of those things is inheritance. And here's a conversation I had with Gotti about inheritance.
Well, listen, you see, what I want to contribute is, there is a point I feel you people are missing.
Okay.
In Nigeria, we have different traditions and different cultures. Like in Igbo land where I come from. It's a man that marries a woman. It's not a woman that marries a man. So if you marry, if a man gets married, he will take the woman to his house and not the woman taking the man to his house. So when you take the woman to his where you are going to fight for inheritance, I'm not going to another man's house. Like Oyibo culture. That is Oyibo culture.
No, so hold on. Let me understand what you're saying. So if I marry you now, Gotti, and I have my own property, and I die, you get my property, Abi? Because I married you. But if you die, I don't get your property because you married me, and I can carry your property to another man.
No, if I marry you, I married you, I will take you to my house.
Okay.
And not you marrying me, taking me to your house.
And you now die, should I marry another man with the property that you left?
No, if you marry another man, you go to that man's house and leave the property to my children.
But when you die, you're dead. Your property is now my property.
That if you remain with me. If you remain with me and have issues with you, have children with me.
Even if I have children with you, you're dead. So the property is now my property. I can do with the property what I like. That's even what the Constitution says.
This Constitution we have cautious. Like I heard you when you said you have property. The land you have is the one you bought, and not the one from the family. It's the one you bought. That is your inherited. That is your acquired property. You pay for it. So nobody will drag that one with you. But if it's for the family, it's family property.
How is the property that my husband and I worked for and bought and built family property?
The one you and your husband work for and bought belongs to you and your husband. But if you marry another man, that other man cannot come and lay claim to it.
Why?
Because that is, if you marry, you are going to the man's house. You will not bring it to my own house.
But it's not your house. It's my house.
It's my own culture.
It's my house.
Where is your house? Even if I build a house with you, as an Igbo man, the house belongs to me.
No, but when you die, the house now belongs to me now as your Igbo wife.
If I die, unless if you don't have children, if we have children, as an Igbo man, the house belongs to me.
No, as an Igbo man, if you die, the house belongs to me. When I die, then it transfers to my children.
Fine. But when you are leaving, you cannot go and marry another man to come and acquire it.
Why will the man come to acquire it? It is my land. Why is the man coming to my house to acquire my property?
You are talking of marrying another man. When you marry another man, you go to the person you marry to, you go to his house.
If I marry, but I'm going to his house, even if I'm going to his house to live or he's coming to my house to live, the property is still my property. It is not the man's property.
If there's any property acquired in your name, if there's any property acquired in your name, you can go with that. But anyone that is not acquired in your name, that is acquired in my name, the name of that family, you cannot go with it.
Okay. So if the wife had a house before she married and then she dies, does the husband get her house?
Yeah. No, if the wife, you see, it differs. It depends on the type of woman you marry. If you marry a woman that can, when you marry her, she can give everything over to you. Fine, but if she refuses to give it to you, it remains her property.
Exactly. So why is it different now that I'm marrying a new man with my property?
You are marrying a new... That is what I told you. The one that you bought with your money remains your property. Once the name has not been changed, it remains in your name. But if I marry you, one of the conditions must be that everything will be in my name.
And that was Goddy from last week. What are your thoughts on that nice debate that we had on the glass ceiling last week, Wednesday? 0700-993-993. You can share your thoughts via WhatsApp as well. Ladies, I want to hear from ladies today. And the phone lines are usually too jammed for the ladies to call in. So I'm going to do the ladies a solid and I'll say call us via WhatsApp. If you are female and you want to contribute into the show and you have WhatsApp, call me through WhatsApp call. I'll take your call and I'll put you live on air. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. 080-959-75805. For women only. Women only. WhatsApp call, women only. Only women WhatsApp call. All right? Hello? Hello? Please don't flash me. It needs to be serious callers only. Jacob, hello?
Hello?
Thanks for calling.
Yeah. Yes. Sandra, well, I'm usually of the opinion that it's actually wrong for a man who is married to a woman and they have children, and along the line, the man dies and the wife is asked not to remarry, especially if it's a younger woman. So what do they expect that younger woman to do emotionally, especially with young children? I honestly don't agree with that point that woman should not be allowed to remarry, especially because the man has a property left, and the feeling is always that, okay, this woman is going back to take her property and follow another man, and the children will not be catered for. From that point that the new man may want to take advantage. I think I've listened to your program before, where a man was trying to take advantage of a man, a woman who got married before and the husband died. I think I heard from your program where the young man was saying the mother's husband used to maltreat the mother. So those are the concerns men usually. You see, it's easier for a man. A man, you can't try that with a man.
Yeah, but we have men who marry women all the time, and the wives they marry maltreat the children of the man from a previous marriage. It happens all the time.
No, I agree with you. It happens. It's really unfortunate. It's our society.
Yeah, no, it's not our society. It's human beings. Human beings, some are good, some are bad.
No, they tolerate that. Which is wrong. It happens both sides, both ways. They usually have that feeling that, because he's a woman, they have the thing, he's going out with another man, he's enjoying her brother's properties and so on. They forgot that the brother and the woman work together to achieve this.
It is quite a thing. Thanks for calling me. We've got a woman calling us on WhatsApp, I hope. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello, good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
Hello? Yeah, my name is Cynthia. I'm calling from Aja.
Welcome to the show. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm so happy for this topic that you raised because right a very good friend of mine, is going through this same issue.
Hmm.
She lost her husband the 26th of June.
Okay.
And the man is not yet buried. She's an Igbo woman. She's married to a Edo man.
Okay.
So the buried, but the husband family came to the house. They asked her to bring the paper of the house. She said she don't know where the paper is or the document is. They tell her that she said the first daughter be the second daughter. If maybe that one will have an idea, they say okay. If the second daughter come, that she should tell to look for the paper and bring it. Right now, so we're talking, and they actually look for the paper and go and give to the man elder brother. Getting there, according to what she was telling me 5 days ago, when the daughter got there. He gave the paper. The man elder brother asked, is that the paper? She said yes. It's okay. That she should keep the paper. That the man that died, their last born, is the owner. That she's the one that is going to be in charge of. She's the one that is going to take the paper of the house. Meanwhile, my friend have 4 kids for this man. 4 kids, 3 girls and a boy. As I'm even talking to you now, they have not buried the man. They took her to Edo State. About how many weeks ago that she should come and swear that she's the one that killed the husband, something like that. So she came back yesterday morning. Yesterday morning I went there. I called her Sunday. She wasn't, the way she sounded wasn't so bright. So I was feeling maybe something was wrong. So I went there on Monday morning. Getting there, I met the second daughter. I was like, he said the mother left for Benin this morning. I said, what happened? He said that they said she should come to their place, that they want to take her to the village to go and swear, to go and look for how did the man die, who killed the man. And this is a man that been sick for the past 4 years, that has kidney issue. And none of this family came to help this woman. Now the man is dead. So they say that even before the man died, the man wanted to do an operation because he was having eye problem too. But he has been going through dialysis for some time now. So he wanted to do an operation. So the company, because the man don't have money, the company assisted them with some amount, coupled with the one the family could raise, which is about 700,000. So before they could even get to the hospital, the man died.
Okay.
The husband's elder brother collected the SIM from the man's, he asked the one to bring the SIM of the man's phone to monitor that money on their account. Because they already paid, they already booked for the operation. Since the man that the hospital have to return the money to them. So the elder brother of the man is now with the man's SIM card. That the money that's supposed to be the woman supposed to use to take care of herself and her kids for now. It now is the man is in charge of the SIM card. While my friends were talking now is in Benin City now, and they are going to take her to the village for Shrine to go and swear or to go and find solution. They said they have a place that the dead body will tell them who killed the man.
Who killed
so
him.
that this is what I just finished talking to one of my friends about her, what she's going through. She understands. And this thing not just Igbo matter. This thing is something, it's all over Nigeria, and I don't understand. I don't understand what is going on. How can a man have 4 kids? A woman have four kids for her husband. And the last born of the husband family, the family gang up, and that the last one is going to, that they should carry the paper of the house and keep it for the last one. Which that last one is a girl. She's a woman herself, which is married to another. She's in her husband has married. Is this fair?
Hey.
I don't know. So when I heard you raising this topic, it's like you just know what we are going through right now with my friend and her kids.
I am so sorry. I'm sorry that your friend is
let me also call and share
the story with me. I appreciate it, and I'm sorry that your friend is dealing with that. I'm so sorry. It's insane, isn't it? We've got another call on WhatsApp. I'm hoping it's a female as well. Hello.
Hello.
What's your name?
I'm Mrs. Obi, calling from Maryland.
Mrs. Obi from Maryland. Thank you so much for calling us.
Yes, ma'am. Ma, I have my younger sister. The husband died like 4.
Hello, Mrs. Obi. Oh no. I'm sorry, Mrs. Obi. Call back if you can, okay? The number to call on WhatsApp if you are female, women only, is 080-959-75805. 99.3. Hello. Hello.
Hello? Hello?
Yes. Hello.
Hello?
Turn your radio off. I can hear you. What's your name?
Okay, I'm Chinyere.
Chinyere, turn your radio off. Aha. All right, let's talk.
See, my what I want to add to what people are discussing is this. You know, the thing has to do with sound mind and transparency.
Unfortunately, Chinyere, we can hear your radio in the background and it's making for really, really, really bad programming. Let me go to the phone lines and take a call from a man. 99.3, hello. Sandra, how are you? What's your name? Hello. 99.3, hello.
President Sandra.
How are you?
I'm involved now in this topic. My own. When I went to bury my wife, they said, "Oh, traditional." I said, "No, I'm a Christian. I want to go Christian way." They said, "Okay, but this is a tradition. You must go through this." So they take me to the bush. They say I will stay there for 9 days. And I said, "No, you people are doing this with the hope. Am I the one that killed my wife? She was sick for about 4 years. I took her from Lagos to Delta. No way. I bring her back to Lagos. Finally died." They said, "No, you must go through this." Okay, what we can do, you can spend 3 nights in that bush. I said, "Well, I'm doing this because of the love I have for my wife. But for you people to say, oh, they want to know whether you do this to your wife or what. No, just because of the love I have for her, I will do this."
Did your wife have any property before she died?
No, unless the one we both of us are trying to put up in the village.
Okay.
Yes.
Did anybody Did anybody come to try and claim any property that they thought your wife owned?
No, nobody. Because I made it clear to my people, whatever I'm doing, my wife first. So they agree with me on that. So none of them come, even her own side or my own people.
Good. Let's talk to Mary in Ikorodu. Hello, Mary. Thanks for calling us.
Sandra, now wow. Thank you. I'm fine. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
See, I will give you a shocker. Yeah? I was 10 when my father died.
Okay.
1985.
Okay.
And we were 9 number.
Okay.
He works in Unilag. I'm telling you. You know, little children now, because I was so close to my dad. So they will come from the village. They will be saying all sorts of things. I'll just, hid in a place. I'll be listening to what they're saying. Are these people mad? They want to kill my mother. So when she said they invited her to Isha then, that was 1985. I told her, if you are going, we are all going. She said that we can't go together, that they want to go and put her in the village or something to ask her questions. What happened now? I said I was going to go with her, and I went to her. Hey, Sandra, my mother, when she got there, all the so-called, I don't know what they call them in Nisha, all these wives at home, everybody was there, the men, everybody. They now put my mother in the middle. They will now ask her a series of questions. So, I was like, what kind of question is this? And my dad and my mom, they never quarreled for a day. Can you believe? And it was his own sibling that killed him. He now said it was an accident. But then, I was like, what's going on? So I was looking at them. He now told my mother she has to go and bring everything that my father owns. Everything. What's going on? At 10, I was like, no problem. So later, my mother, we now went to her place. My father is from Mira. She's from Mebele. We now went there. So now I had her telling her mother, she was crying in tears. That's what they said. I said, no, now. Maybe we'll go back there. That was how they gave us 7 days. We went to Lagos, then we now came back again. Sandra, hear the shocker. They now told my mom she has to marry my father's senior ugly brother. Hey, is it by force? My mother said no. Already there are 9 children on the floor. What does she want to do? They now told her she has to choose one. Either she marries that man or she forfeits everything. My mother said she's not forfeiting anything. And she's not getting married to anybody. Sandra, that was when the Wala started. They came to Lagos, they packed everything. We were in the village, Joe. So my mother came to Lagos as well. She now came for my siblings. We came back to Ira. This is where the shocker started from. They broke bottle to scrape my mother's hair.
What the hell?
Sandra, you said, here now.
What the
They now
hell?
kept my mother in a hut, as in dark room hut. That was when I knew, yes, I have to act. I was small, but I have to act. Because after my birthday, that was when my father died. He died March 15th. So I just told my mom, I said, don't do anything. Me, I was very, I was like a boy, all these tomboys. So I went to the village, I went to my cousin's place and I explained everything. They said, I've not seen anything that I will see what they will do to my mother. They didn't allow my mother to bath for 7 whole days, 9 days. They were telling her to confess of what she did not know. So that was how we went to go and pack stones. Started stoning. I was small, but to cut the story short, after their so-called rituals, they left my mother with nothing. 35 years now that my father died, my mother trained us alone. Nobody came and everything. You know the shocker now? Let me give you another shocker. Then my junior sister, she was about getting married. That was about maybe 13, 15 years ago. The man was still alive then. She now took her husband and their family down home, and they were giving them lists. My dear, the people you people did not train. They dealt with my mom. They dealt with my mom, and now they collected everything from the in-laws, and they took. After 3 years, the man died. So what are we saying? Widows in those states, they are suffering. They are suffering. They will tell you if you don't marry your husband's sibling, you will not get anything. I said in short, they left my mother with nothing.
Mary, thank you for calling to share that story with me. My God. When my father died, as in, there was no conversation about this thing. Now, let me be clear. In my village, when your husband dies, they do things like shave your hair and all of that. But from the beginning, I made it clear that nobody was going to touch my mother's hair. And heaven did not fall. When my father died, my mother did not sit in the corner where widows sit, because I made it clear that you are not going to humiliate my mother who is mourning her husband. See, if you do nothing in this life, make sure that you get the women in your life educated. When I say educated, I don't mean just school, read, pass. I mean expose them. Let them understand what their rights are. During my father's funeral, there was nothing the women, and it's usually the women because they don't know better. They're the ones who are upholding these traditions, right? So while the husband's family members are trying to collect all your property, the women also in the husband's family are trying to make sure that you pass through all these rights. They're the ones shaving your head. They're the ones making you drink water from the dead body. But I made sure that you could not even try it. As in, you could not even. So I'm hearing these stories and it's in a bam popcorn. Like, it's in a tim. Because I'm thinking about this being my mother when my dad died. Lagos, you're listening to Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info. I am Sandra Ezekwesili. We have so much more conversation coming your way on 99.3 Nigeria Info. We're streaming this on Facebook, by the way, and on YouTube, Nigeria Info 99.3. Don't worry, if you don't call in today, you can call in next week. This series will be on for a long time because I want to hear all the stories. But remember one thing. If you remember nothing else, remember one thing. I don't care how poor you are. I don't care how unexposed you are. The one favor you can do your daughter, if you have a daughter, is to educate her well. Make her a troublemaker. You see women that are troublemakers? Those are the women that we need. Not women that are... No, we don't need good women. We need bad women. So make sure your daughter is one of those who they refer to as bad women. You know the women that are bad women? Women that don't take nonsense. Make sure that the daughter you raise is the kind of woman who will not allow her mother to be sat with other widows where they will shave her head with bottle. Make sure. Hey, God, it's again. Hey, God.
This is the glass ceiling on Hard Facts. This is the glass ceiling on Hard Facts.
Lagos, it's 6:30. It's 4:30, sorry, not 6:30. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili, and we're talking about the things that widows face. So first things first, some people don't think that they should remarry. Then you move on from the remarriage to those that think that, okay, the reason they cannot remarry is because the property that the husband left will be lost to the family. The property will now be taken over by the new husband. And that's where this conversation is at the moment. Why do so many Nigerians not want widows to inherit their husband's property? Why do so many places insist on dividing the property to her brothers-in-law or to her sons? Why don't we see the same treatment for men when their wives die? The traditions that tell our women that they cannot own land, is it fair? Is it just? Do we need to change them? Now, if you're a woman, you can call me via WhatsApp because the phone lines are typically clogged by all the men who are calling in. Now, only women can call me via WhatsApp. WhatsApp is 080 959 75805. WhatsApp is 080 959 75805. But you can call the live studio as well if you don't have data for WhatsApp. The live studio's number is 0700 993 993 993. Uche in Surulere. Hello, Uche. Thanks for calling. Uche changed his mind about calling then. Let's go to WhatsApp where we have a lot of people trying to call into the show. Hello. Thanks for calling us. Hello. Hello.
Good afternoon.
What's your name? Okay. Unfortunately, your connection isn't strong. So if you're going to call me on WhatsApp, your connection has to be really, really strong, okay? Your connection has to be very strong to be able to call me. Hello? 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 I can hear you. Hello.
Auntie Sandra.
Good afternoon.
Are you Auntie Sandra?
Yes.
Yeah. My name is... Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you.
Oh, good to have you on the show today.
Good afternoon. My name is Blessing.
Blessing, welcome.
Yes, ma. Yes, ma. I just listening to all the whole conversation of a thing and I'm just laughing. Because I don't know. It's just too terrible the way they push aside the interests of women. And I don't believe it's a Nigerian thing because it doesn't just make sense. Listening to the conversation you had with the other man sometime last week, it's just so annoying because how can you tell me that if a man is coming to marry a woman that her husband is yet and yet property for her, and the man is coming to acquire the property? So I don't understand. Why be woman getting married to acquire a woman? They are getting married to a woman that her husband has property for her, not getting married to the property. So I don't understand all these things. You understand? And I guess it's the way our society has allowed this thing to degenerate all these years. You know, you said something about people being exposed. Yeah, it makes sense. So I'm talking to you. I've never been to school. I'm a physically challenged lady.
Okay.
I've never been to school.
Okay.
But I decided to make myself exposed and, educated that to some certain extent. I will not be rubbish. You understand? I want somebody that has helped me, to now stand my ground.
Good.
He's not here in marriage or in widow or in all these things. If you can see generally in the world over in Nigeria, they just know how to segregate women to the background, which is very bad. I think we should stand up to fight what they are doing. It's not good from tradition. When it comes to how come women not there when they do this tradition of the thing, because they don't make your tradition to be favoring the men. I don't understand. And because all those women in the village, they don't really know what they are doing. Like you said, they are not exposed. They will also be backing up the men to carry out their evil practice. You can imagine this woman that called here saying that the house that they're going to give to the yardborn of the man is a woman. She's in her husband's house. I don't understand. What do you want to do with somebody? You are even waiting to acquire a woman like you to acquire her husband's property. I don't get.
It is quite a lot. We've got Alhaji on the line. Alhaji is in Lekki. I'm hoping he's still on the line. Alhaji, hello. He's not there anymore. Alhaji, call back if you can, okay? I've got more people calling me on WhatsApp. This is the most engagement I've gotten from women on WhatsApp. Hello? How are you? What's your name?
My name is Ofe. I'm calling from Kitso.
Good to have you on the show. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I don't have how will I say? When I was in secondary school, my brother had a friend. His name was Patrick. So his dad died at the hospital. And from the hospital, the mother called his family members. I don't even know those ones. Maybe the one that went to their house straight was in Lagos, but they came from the village that same day, and they were taking all the man's documents. And my brother's friend Patrick, that was firstborn, when he came to my house and I was telling my brother, and because he was very close to the family, everybody knew him. They went to the same secondary school. So when he was saying it in my house, my mom was, because it was really like, what kind of nonsense is that? This is that. It was also very young. It was like 18. And he was saying he's not going to allow them to take anything that belongs to his mom and his younger siblings and everything. Instead of preparing for the burial, Patrick went to his village. And my brother went to school. And for a very long time, my brother was saying he has heard from Patrick in a while and was wondering that his number is not going through and everything. So when my brother was back in Lagos, he was wondering that what happened to Patrick? He has not heard from him. This is that we're all wondering that maybe the preparation for the burial and everything. Only for my brother to be in the area one evening, and he saw Patrick's younger sister, and he was like, I can't remember her name again. That Alpha, it's been a while I heard from Patrick. What's going on? The girl just started crying. She said when they went to the village, when Patrick went to the village, to make burial preparations. They use this thing, canoe. Like they'll get to a place and I think they'll have to use a canoe. And that's how Patrick died. Like, he was dead.
Wow.
So till today, I don't know what actually happened to the mom, because the man was well to do and the woman was working. It was not like he was the only one that acquired all these things. She was working as well. She was educated. And till today, I don't know if they eventually got away with all the property, because I'm sure even the mother, because even then he told us that his mom was telling him to free them, that they will be all right. But he was the one saying, no, that what kind of nonsense, that would they just come and take up his father's property like that. Like when his father was struggling, where were they? That were they there when they were struggling before they made it and everything? So even till today, I don't know how the properties ended, because I'm very sure the mother will not allow any other, because Patrick's younger brother, Austin, I'm sure the woman will not allow to even make any attempt as to struggle or anything, because losing within the space of 1 month, she lost
her husband and her son.
And her first son. So that was it's just very sad that at the end of the day, when you hear these cases, you hear even the women in the family taking it up as if it happens to them in their own husband's house. They will like it. That's what really upsets when I hear stories.
It's insane. Thank you for calling to share your story with me. I've got Aigbe on the line. Hello, Aigbe. Thanks for calling.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, my sister. I just want to add my contribution to that the lady that said in measures a place like Irua. So you see, in this today, I know that tradition has been on for long. For most of us who leave home and go to town, I think that tradition is supposed to be changed by us. Because I have a similar thing which happens like that. So when I stand my leg, that this thing will not happen. Because it's my father and this is my mother, it cannot happen. The family has to stick to my own and not to their own. Because it's my own father. So I'm feeling to most of us, because I know that is what you are talking about. Although we are very close, we are not of the same place. This tradition, they need to change it. Why should we allow our children to go to a place, another place, and go and marry? Because this life, what I know, is God arranged it in a step by step. There is no need that there will be argument. A woman dies, a man is not bound to swear. Why should you allow a man to die and a woman is bound to swear? So as I'm talking, I'm from Edo, I'm a typical Edo man, I'm talking to you. It's my age of 80 years now. But many of us in that place, so-called this, and we should stick to what is happening today, because a woman marries you, live with her for 20, 30 years or 40 years. After your death, then you said you have something against her. And go to the other side of it. There are many of us who have a closed mouth. When you are alive, you say what you want in your life. You hear me? Say what you want in life. I call the victim, but I have to tell my next neighbor, who is my own uncle, my own uncle's son. If anything happens to me as I'm talking to you now, and anything that happens to this woman, I will punch your eyes. There is any road I can see from that side. So I've put that one to side in my own community. There's nothing of that nature.
Okay. All right. Aigbe, thank you so much for calling to share your story with me. Now, I wish we would imbibe the culture of writing wills. See, if people they write will, all this story, you know go they like that, because we'll and we'll talk who gets waiting. You get. We need to imbibe the culture of writing wills, but that's a different conversation for a different day. Louis is in Ojo. Hello, Louis. Thanks for calling.
Hello, Sandra. Evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, I think the whole thing has just been so surprising to me. I was even sleeping a little bit when I started hearing that woman's story, and I just stood up and like, what? You know, you said the right thing. You said that they should try to get themselves educated. People should try to, especially their female child. I can't even believe why we should allow ourselves to follow them into their village and do all these rights. I mean, those rights are supposed to be, they are out of They are outdated. They should be thrown away. And they are against human rights. The right of the lady itself. Somebody that is mourning his husband. I mean. Can you imagine? I can't even believe what I was saying. You just said it all. I think people should just be educated, not just book-wise, because we heard this thing happen to people who have degrees too. Not just say you go to school, you get a degree. To be very enlightened about it, find out your rights, your constitutional right, not your religious and traditional right alone. Your constitutional right. Because if they know their constitutional right, I don't think people will get the mind to just bust into the house and be scattering the whole house, finding documents. They are thieves, that one now, especially when it's not even their village. Yeah, you just send police to them and arrest them. That is it. I think people should just be enlightened, not say you get degree alone. Just get yourself enlightened enough to know how to tackle this. We keep hearing these things every day. It's like the normal police, how police, they harass people for speed. We keep find out how you can deal with them when they come your way. That is the only solution. We don't have to. Ladies should try to enlighten themselves. It's for their own good. They should learn what it takes to, because this kind of thing cannot continue. As you stood your ground during your father's burial, that is how it should be. I can't even imagine that those kind of things are still happening now. The whole thing surprised me.
Thank you for calling me, Lewis. Good. I'm glad you woke up to hear. Friday is in Kirikiri. Hello, Friday. Thanks for calling.
Thank you. This issue about a deadly husband is very sad news to hear. You understand? In our community, we have this same tradition. That's not extent of this one. This one is beyond expectation. This woman, what we say, we talk about here, the woman who say he give your brother his sons, children. It is matter. You understand? And he died. Instead of people to compensate her, see our wife, your husband just died, leave her. Okay, how will the issue will be? They never even think about that one. They are thinking about the man heritage. For me, I want to look there, I go to look and say, what they have on the death. Because to me, that's the way say he died, they never bury him. And they talk about his property. It's like on a half hand to kill him so that on can inherit his property from the woman. Well,
yes, I can hear. On your own.
So on my own, as for me, because it's very bad to treat the woman like that. As on my own, I foresee.
Oh, Friday, sorry about that. Make I just tell you, say everybody, right to will, right to will, right to will. Right to will, right to will. All right, we've got another call on WhatsApp, 99.3. How are you? Hello? 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 Hello?
Hello?
Hello, I can hear you. Yes, I can.
I feel like I just won $1 million. Calling into this show. I mean, I have tried and tried. Okay, Sandra, I am very glad I am part of the show. So, quickly, I just want to talk about a lady that called and said her friend, her husband died and seized all the properties. Okay, what I want to say is that, like women, when you get married, ensure that you do a court marriage, because I think if you do a court marriage, you are like protected, and nobody can just come from anywhere and seize your properties like that, or else you can take them to court. And second of all, with this Edo State and Benin issue, from my family, they have already warned us. I'm from Akwa Ibom, but they've already warned us not to marry from Edo State, because my family friend actually married from Edo State and she was just 23. 3 years later, her husband died. Can you hear me, Sandra?
Yes, clearly. Go ahead.
Okay, so her husband died 3 years later and they accused her of killing her husband. And then
she was 25 when her husband died.
She was 26.
26, yes.
So, So they called her back, and she the way they described it to her that she was coming for like burial arrangements, but when she got there, they actually took her to a bush, a forest, to stay there for, they said she would be there for 9 days, and then she was not to have her bath or drink water, and they put this chalk on her body, and it was a really traumatizing experience for her because she was really young, and none of her family were like allowed to see her for those 9 days. And when she came out, they had scraped her hair and everything. So they had already warned us not to marry from that side. And then after that, they already told her that she's not supposed to marry another person. So now I'm like, okay, this boy died. She's not the one that killed him, but then she's been accused of killing this guy. And then they did a court marriage, so they didn't struggle any of his properties with her. But she's not married till date.
She was 26 when he died. So wait, hold on. So
when the guy died, yeah,
she agreed that she's not going to remarry.
She did not agree, but she was told not to remarry.
Is she even dating right now?
I don't know if that is the reason why she's not married.
Okay. Is she dating? Do you know if she's dating?
I don't know. That's her personal life. I don't know if she's dating. But she's not married. Yes. She has a child. She has a child, a daughter. But the guy. It's a very sad thing that women have to tolerate. I'm sure other people are trying to call in, so I don't want to spend too much time.
Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it, honestly. And thanks to everybody who's trying to call into the show. I know they think they're hot. Sandra, this topic you raised about widows is very good. I really felt for the first lady that called about her friend. It's high time we realize that marriage is not compulsory. Let's not allow the society to push us to the wall that we must marry. It's not compulsory at all. I agree with you. We're 5 boys in the family. My eldest brother sold all the property and alienated the family after my father's death. Now tell me, if anything happens to him, do you expect us not to recover what we were cheated of from his family? Which concern me concern that one. I don't know why you're asking me that question, but okay. We've got more messages here. Comrade Paul Umukoro says, thank you. You're doing a great job. My 10 kobo on this topic is that those women that are facing this same issue should stand up for their rights. And if possible, the police should come into the matter. Sandra, it's pathetic that in 2020, oh no, where's that message? Okay. In 2020, the agents should step up to see such incidents don't take place. I am Francis. All right, Francis, who says he won just a minute. Francis, I'm sure that your money will get across to you. Sandra, perpetrators of this culture are women. Please, as I said, let's educate our women, not books. TJ from Aja says. Yes, perpetrators. I mean, I've said this before, so I'm not going to let you drag me down this rabbit hole. Kehinde Jegun says, from the region where I come from, all this reclaiming of another man's property does not really occur in the southwest region. Why can't the widow's brother fight for their sister or their auntie? Here in the southwest, we don't allow trash like that. We don't allow it to happen to our sisters no matter what. My sister care, this person ends up saying. Hello, Sandra. This topic of yours is very sensitive. My advice that every intending woman must insist on court marriage. To every married woman, you should have a plan B should you lose your husband. Could you please bring a lady lawyer who will educate our women on how to acquire a property in her name, period. Thank you for sending your message in. Sandra, you're not fair. Why do you give WhatsApp number to women alone? You already said it. I'm not fair. That's why I gave it to women alone. You can come and beat me in my studio if you like. Good afternoon, Sandra. We have a very bad, barbaric, and male man favoritism culture in this part of the world called Nigeria. There's a woman I know that is suffering right now. When the woman's husband died, while the family were preparing for the burial, the 2 brothers of the husband came to Lagos from the village, unknowing to the wife, and they emptied the house of the husband. They packed all the property after the burial, the woman came back to Lagos with her 2 children and met the whole house empty. The landlord had even rented the house to somebody else because there was nothing left in the house. What a country. Till today, the wife is not yet stable. Ezekiel from Festac sent that message in. I'm going to take one last call from the regular phone lines, 0700-993-993-993. Can I just say that I'm grateful that I heard from a lot of women today. Typically on the glass ceiling, I'm only hearing from men. Only hearing from men. So I think that's what we're going to start doing. Every Wednesday, if the women want to call into the show, they should call in via WhatsApp. But everybody else can try the regular phone lines. WhatsApp number will be specially dedicated to the female callers. 99.3, hello.
Yeah.
Hi, Wilfred. Turn your radio down. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, I want to speak to. Sorry, I want to comment on the last topic of the widow.
Yes, go ahead, Wilfred. Go ahead.
And the last lady that just called and said the mom or somebody advised her not to marry from Edo State. I don't think that is a good advice because you cannot just generalize everybody from Edo State. I'm from there. And I want to advise ladies also, if you want to marry, you need to watch the family you want to marry, the backgrounds of the family, and some other things also. Because in my family, we don't do that. All these things are saying is just old and a cake style of doing things. So I will also advise our lady that it's not every people from Edo State. Me, I'm from Benin. So they should not generalize it.
Okay. Wilfred, thanks for calling. On Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3. I will take the thoughts that I've seen on our Facebook page. Facebook is Nigeria Info 99.3. I know that you're trying very hard to call into the show, but don't worry. We'll continue this conversation next week, Wednesday. It's a conversation that will roll for a long time because there are so many angles. There's so much to unpack, and I need to take all of your thoughts. We've got Ebi Ambo who says, The Purple Violet of Oshantu is a book authored by a Namibian called Neshani Andreas. It's a must-read by all who want to know what widows go through because of African tradition. It's the same tragic stories for widows all over the continent. All right, let's take a look at more comments on Facebook. This one here says... I tell most people to always educate their female child. As a woman, always insist to do courtship when getting married because I believe court will stand for you when such cases come up. Ojo Sunday says, the best way out of this family coming to claim inheritance after the death of the husband is to write a will or testament and review this periodically by the man with the wife and children before his death. Lucky Godfred says, our society is not unfair to widows alone, but to almost all. It's a fact and it's a bitter truth. If you know, you know. All right, Lucky. They're not unfair to widows alone, but yet we've had several calls about the things that widows have to deal with. Perhaps next week, well, we also had a call from Chris, Chris who said that he was also made to go and swear an oath when his wife died. So perhaps next week when we have this conversation, we're going to widen it up. Let's see if people who their wives died also experience the kinds of things that my callers have called in today to share that they experienced. Did you have somebody tell you to go and bring the property, the deeds of your house, a house that you bought, with you and your wife? Or let's even be realistic, self. We know that nowadays some women have more money than their husbands, acquire more wealth than their husbands, acquire more property than their husbands. So when that woman dies, do her family members come and say, Oga, get out of our sister's house, we want to take back her property? Does it happen? I don't know if it does. If it does, next week Wednesday, let's talk about it. Cynthia Yakuba Munia says, my mom went through the same thing. Kelechi Ogechi Kingsley on Facebook says, it's heartbreaking that what widows go through in their husband's family. Ralphie says, Sandra Ezekwesili, you're wonderful. Oh, thank you. All right, let's switch gears. I'll bring you perspectives at the top of the hour. And then we're going to talk about Salah meat after you listen to perspectives. Salah meat because on Monday, I shared with you how somebody came on Twitter. And that person said on Twitter that his mother received Salah meat from their Muslim neighbor. And when the mother received that Salah meat from their Muslim neighbor, she went and fried it again with anointing oil before she allowed the family members to eat it. When that particular tweet went viral, somebody else now came and commented that in their own case, what happened was that the mother collected the meat from their Muslim neighbor, then gave it to the children to go and throw it away. They said, I cannot eat this meat because it's sacrifice to idols. Let's talk about that. Why are some Christians rejecting Salah meat? Huh? On the other side of 5 o'clock, let's talk.
Hard Facts will be right back.